Andy and Dave Daily right here on the Muskegon channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. There's Dave Cackley. It is Friday. Why I'm up doing this, I have no idea, but I can't get over.
Do you want to turn this into a Monday through Thursday podcast?
No, we should, but I can't. We got to keep working.
We got sponsors, yeah.
It's not even about that, because I'm sure the sponsors wouldn't mind. This is the craziest thing, because we do this every day, and we get any given day 200-300 that watch it immediately, right? Which is that's okay, right? That do that, but the reruns, they continue to climb, because we take all of these after we're done at the end of the week and we put them on YouTube for the rerun, the Andy and Dave Rewind thing. Dude, they climb. They continue to climb.
Yeah.
It's just
because people watch it at their own. Because it's like our friend Kenny will listen to it as he's driving into work.
Right. Yeah.
So it's good. It's a perfect Michigan commute podcast, because we run about 20 minutes roughly.
Good enough.
So it's like, boom, you're heading out. You're usually where you got to be.
I got to tell you what, post this surgery, I have found that by Thursday afternoon, I am just wiped out. And they say it's a couple of weeks maybe till your other adrenal gland kicks in and it pushes a little harder. I must be slow as molasses in January, because just burned out by the end of the week. No bueno. That's a little Spanish for you right there, my friend.
Well, very good. See, at least while you're all exhausted, you're learning a second language, which is good.
See, that's what I do.
Being productive in your time of pain and fatigue.
What can I say? So last night I was flipping around watching different things, and I watched a really interesting documentary on the Shah of Iran's wife, who is still, remember the Shah? This is like pre-79.
Right. I was 7, but
I was a little young too to understand everything that went on with Iran and the takeover, and when Islamic law took over running the entire country and everything else like that. I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think with the way that they were pushing Iran back then, I think they would have had a really great little country until that militant religious organization of government came in and took things over, because, I mean, they were really trying to make that a Western type country with women being able to vote and women being able to divorce. A lot of women's rights were given. And and again, I don't know the whole history, so I'm not trying to speak crazy or anything, but man,
you're right.
Yeah,
it was. I think that was part of the issue. It was starting slowly. It was still in its infancy of leaning towards some liberal democratic
westernization,
westernization, and you have a significant portion of that part of the world that is very leery of that.
Yeah.
Okay, it's very, very leery, and for in some ways understandable. And again, it's a cultural thing. We have a different culture on this side of the world than that side of the world. Okay, and and for some, they're again, especially socially, not just when it comes to women,
right?
But where it comes like. And this kind of take an idea like gay marriage, which took a while to kind of get its foothold in this country. But it's like, okay, we've pretty much across the board, even the most socially conservative, and basically like, okay, whatever. It's not really
still
for the most part.
Yeah.
I'm saying for the most part.
I know.
It's not really, you got plenty of like what's called log cabin Republicans and all. I mean, so even that side of the political aisle has kind of gone, okay.
Yeah.
That's completely different story when you're talking the Middle East,
right?
With certain aspects of of Islam.
Yeah.
It's like, you can be literally chucked off buildings.
Oh yeah.
They're still doing that.
Oh, I
And I'm
know.
not, again, this is not a slam. This is not
Hey,
a
dude,
slam on Muslims at
it's
all.
not a
It's
slam
just
on Muslims because guess
no,
what?
it's a,
There are elements of the Christian faith that
we're,
have
we're
gone
not,
way off the rails in the
we're
past.
not getting,
No, but hear me out.
that was,
Here's
that's the
here's what I'm saying.
Crusades.
Here's what I'm
That's
saying.
the
The Crusades and
Crusades,
everything
yeah.
else were
That
a
was,
terrible black spot on Christianity.
yes,
There's
100%.
nothing we can argue there at all.
And that's what and that's the difference. See, you people forget about this. This is where I, as the religion minor, understand this in a way that a lot of people don't. Islam is about 700 years, I believe, couple hundred. It's like 700 years younger than Christianity.
Right.
So there are certain aspects in certain parts of the world that are. It's going to take more time.
Yeah.
The evolution of that mindset before, because again, you're still dealing with a mindset that is behind that.
They will kill you for blasphemy.
Yes, 100%. That's why you can't show. I mean, you can make jokes about Jesus every day of the week, and nobody's going to murder you.
Right.
Okay. It's complete. You even draw a picture of the prophet, and we've got some. You better have serious security protections in some parts of the world. So that's just
well,
how
anyway.
It is. So
back to the story of this woman. Mm-hmm. Exiled, her husband dies after he comes to the U.S. for cancer treatment. Then he gets cancer treatment in Egypt, and he dies. What a dignified and incredible life this woman led. Basically, she was a 21-year-old kid when she married him, and she only married him because she could be a vessel for a birthright. She needed to bear a son. And to this day, dignified, greets people on the street as she is still the empress. And really a remarkable story. So I guess the thing for me is you look back at history and you think, what if? How would it be different? How would it be different had Iran not been taken over by that political force?
I mean, you could do that with. I mean, how would it be if
Hitler
had been killed? If Hitler had been killed during World War I? I mean, we don't know how a lot of history. What if JFK wasn't assassinated?
Right.
What if What if Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself?
Right.
We could be.
I know. Yeah.
Didn't kill himself.
It's just one of those what ifs. Yeah, it's kind of what I took away from watching the whole thing. So very dignified lady. I enjoyed it, and honestly too, I really like watching a program about some of those countries that we never hear or see anything about, other than how awful it is. Because I get it, right? It's politics and it's awful, and we've got to have the enemy and blah blah blah. But there are some remarkably beautiful things in the countries we don't see. So I like that.
Incredible people too. Absolutely. Well said.
I like it.
All right.
Go.
Let's get into it. Mortgage rates continue to rise. The 30-year fixed rate is over 7%. That's the highest in 21 years. The recent.
Did you say Morgan Freeman?
No, I said mortgage. Okay, yeah.
Oh.
Mortgage rates.
I was blowing my nose. Sorry, I thought you said Morgan Freeman.
Very easy mistake to make if you're not paying attention.
I wasn't.
The recent string of interest rate hikes in an effort to combat skyrocketing inflation have helped push mortgage rates higher. It's 20% more expensive to purchase a home now compared to just 1 year ago. So you better save up some cash if you're looking to get yourself a house. Anyway, what else is going on? New York City is banning TikTok on city iPhones and Androids. The Big Apple is joining with the federal government and more than half of the U.S. states in banning the app on government-owned devices. City officials determined TikTok could pose a significant security threat. Again, if it's a government phone or if it's a city issues it, I mean, they got the right to say, we don't want this. Does it really do anything? Look, we all have tracking. Our phones are tracking devices. All your stuff is compromised. You have no privacy. It's all an illusion. But it's one of those things. Oh, we're taking this step to show you we care about your security. You don't give a shit. You're not that smart at dealing with this. It's a complete facade. But you got the right to do it.
There you go.
There you go.
But
fine.
You said,
Finally,
hey, wait a minute.
What?
You said iPhones and
Androids.
Androids.
Yeah.
What if I have a BlackBerry?
Or anything.
Oh, okay.
I was just getting uber specific because everybody's either.
Well, you never know. I might still have a BlackBerry.
Right. Okay. On any. How about this? Any of your devices.
What if I had a Razor?
Any government issued device. Was it government? Was it issued by the state, city? Then your.
Yeah, but it was a long time ago, and I'm not sure.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
There's no grandfather.
Well, I got to be sure of these things.
Okay, understood. Finally, Michigan is really into Pink, at least in Detroit. The singer broke a Comerica Park concert attendance record earlier this week. Pink's show on Wednesday drew over 45,000 fans.
Wow.
Good for Pink. I'm a fan. I think she rocks out.
The footage.
Love her voice. She is
the footage.
Again, one of the great singers, female or male, that I've ever just the voice quality is just.
I saved the video that somebody took the other night, and I'll send it to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
But the footage of her show alone is mind blowing. The spectacle that she puts on is worth any ticket price. I would. You know what?
Not any ticket price. Come on, let's.
If I walked out of there and I paid $350 for a ticket, I'd go, okay, money well spent. Dude, she was literally flying around all of Comerica Park.
Okay.
The whole field.
That's
and to sing and to and what concerts have become. All right. You and I would go to concerts back in the day, right? And you'd walk out and there would be a drape behind the thing with the band's name on it. The drums would be covered with a sheet and we'd all stand there and it stunk like pot. And
which is fine.
Some guy would puke on the floor next to you and all that kind of stuff. What the big shows have become now is unbelievable. I never thought concerts would graduate to what they are. And before you go, I'm going to throw in that I was remarkably let down that we didn't go see the Dixie Chicks last night. I would have loved to have seen the Dixie Chicks.
All right. A couple of things.
Yeah.
First of all, they're the Chicks now, and they'll be very, very offended if you throw in a racist Dixie term.
Okay.
But anyway, I think there's a reason for this, and Pink doesn't need to do it. She does it, and she can do it, and that just adds to this show. That's fine because her voice is phenomenal. Her music is great. Back in the day, music had to be. I mean, you went to a show, you wanted to hear your favorite band live. Great. It's all about the music. This is about the stuff around the music, because quite honestly, and this is old man shaking my cane at the young people, your music sucks for the most part. That's why you got to have all the pomp and circumstance. That's why you need the pyrotechnics. You need all the visual stuff to distract you from the fact that the music itself, the voice quality, again, I go back to the Taylor Swift thing, isn't as good. So you got to have the other stuff around it be so captivating and so eye-catching and so, oh, wow, look at this. Oh, wow, look at that. Because you need it to distract from the mediocrity.
Here's where I'm going to go ahead and disagree with you.
If I say it sucks, that's a bit hyperbolic. It's not as good. Now,
here's where I'm going to go ahead and disagree with you on a portion of that.
Though.
All right.
Go ahead.
Because the acts that are truly quality acts, I mean the high rollers, the big names, they're putting on equal presentations. And if you bring in an ELO and say, well, the music kind of sucks, you can't.
Well, ELO's
it's impossible. So ELO puts on that big show. Genesis, I know you hate Genesis, but guess what? The show is mind-blowing to see them on stage live. You cannot believe what you see. And again, that takes away nothing from the music. Whereas some of the long haulers in the rock world, they're still going out and doing the same pile of shit show they did in 1989.
But that's what we want. We want the music. It's about the music. You hear the music. It puts you wherever you were at that time. You don't need the other shit around it. You really don't. Some of them can't afford to do it, quite honestly. But if you give me somebody with a great soulful voice and a guitar, and that's it, or just the voice sometimes.
I'll give you I will give
high
you
quality,
the pinnacle
that's all I
of.
need.
I'll give you the pinnacle of the rock world, who has done it all right. And I know you think they're mediocre and everything else like that.
Go ahead. Who?
But Metallica, they have grown the experience with every
Okay.
show that they do. And they have also grown with the fact that their fans have aged. And they have been smart about the fact to turn everything in from, you go back to Metallica in 86, 87, 80, through the early 90s, and everything was, we don't give a shit. You know, and that was
Right. The
that was the
attitude, yeah.
mantra. Today, it's welcome Metallica family. We know you have your kids here. We know that
They're evolving.
You've been with
Right.
us for 40 years. You've watched me sober up. You've probably sobered
Right.
up yourself. And they have reinvested into that show to the point where they have come to grips with the fact that they're no longer 21 years old standing on stage thrashing somewhere.
Yeah. And I appreciate that. I do. I do. And I didn't, and I never said Metallica was mediocre. So
Right.
This is where you don't pay attention to what I say.
I pay attention
a lot of the time. No, I said they were good, not great. I said I never thought Metallica was great. I thought they were good. I didn't get that. Metallica fans are very, very passionate fans, and they love Metallica to the point where they think they're great, even though they're not. But they're very good, and I do appreciate. But again, there's nothing wrong with being good.
No,
I'm not shitting on them.
I'm just
saying, oh, not a big deal. They're not great, but yeah, I would. I like that they do that. Because there's something kind of pathetic about, and I remember this going out to I think it was one of the fairs, Allegan County or something, and you had Fee Bill and the Tubes out there, and the Tubes had like one song, but Fee Bill is like in his 60s, and he's got his shirt off, and it's a bad look. You're not. It's like, okay, put on a little more age appropriate clothing,
right?
Or get in much better shape, one of the two, and then play your music and understand. Don't try to be something you're not anymore.
Right.
That's why. So I respect what you say Metallica is doing. That makes sense to me. It really does, and that's anyway. Sports: Tigers in Cleveland rained out. Cubs were off. Lions take on Jacksonville. Preseason game number 2, 1 p.m. Saturday. That's sports.
All right. Symbols for 1200 today. And this one is going to, well, we'll see. Hey, back off that camera. What are you being so aggressive?
I was hitting a switch on my other computer.
Careful. Be signs of aggression on a Friday.
Sorry.
Bitch whip you. All right. This symbol is derived from the combination of the Latin letters E and T. There'll be no looking at the keyboard, sir.
No, I'm not. I was trying to E.
Cheater.
No. This symbol. I don't think this is right, but maybe it is. Pi
is wrong. It's the ampersand.
ENT ampersand.
Yeah, like Ben and Jerry, ampersand in the middle there. Okay, so that's 1200 minus. And when we get to the 1200 number like that, I got to use a calculator because that math is hard.
Okay, I know. It gets very confusing for you.
Very confusing, those numbers and all that stuff. So I guess you're on to a weekend.
Yes, as are
good
you.
luck on that little problem with your perineum. We hope that clears up. And we'll look forward to talking back to you Monday.
See ya!
Happy Friday, Muskegon. A wonderful day weather-wise is expected today and also this weekend. So let's take a look at your forecast brought to you by Trinity Health. Starting out with your weather headlines, we will have beautiful weather expected for today with highs in the lower 70s. No humidity and plenty of sunshine. However, humidity will return once again on Sunday until muggy conditions and very warm, if not hot weather arrives early next week. But like I said, highs today will likely stay into the lower 70s with a northwest wind. So we'll be feeling pretty nice outside with no humidity as well. Temperatures at the beach will likely be at least in the upper 60s to around 70. And like I said, no humidity is expected as dew points will fall into the lower 50s, if not the 40s. So expect pleasant conditions today. However, those dew points will increase once again by the time we get to Sunday. Your Lake Michigan forecast does show there is a moderate swim risk in place, especially during the morning hours. So conditions will improve a little bit during the afternoon, but still use caution if you're going into the water. And you'll also have to use caution on both Saturday and Sunday as well, as the winds will stay about 15 to 20 miles per hour. So at times there will be a moderate, if not a high swim risk throughout the weekend. But for your Friday, expect a high of 73 with pretty much blue sky today from start to finish. It will be a wonderful day with no humidity either. Overnight, a little bit more cloud cover will move in, but it will stay mostly clear with a low of 56. And then the warmth returns on Saturday as we approach 80 degrees. We'll be in the 80s by Sunday with mostly sunny skies over the weekend. Humidity also will return once again on Sunday, and it will get muggy and pretty warm Monday and Tuesday, so it may be uncomfortable for some, if not most of you. And then it looks like we'll cool down slightly on Wednesday back into the lower 80s. And that's your Friday and weekend forecast brought to you by Trinity Health on the Muskegon channel. And I'm Colin Woods Weather, and enjoy your weekend, and I will see you again sometime next week as I head back to college.